So today we're going to talk about this short, incredibly simple story that kind of blew up online. At first glance, it's just a really heartwarming little tale. But if you look a little closer, it actually reveals something huge about human connection, about joy, and about that little kid that's still inside all of us. And hey, just think about that for a second. Seriously, I'm not talking about playing a sport or a board game. I mean, when was the last time you just played? For the fun of it, with no rules, no goal, just pure, silly, spontaneous fun. Try to remember what that feels like, because it's at the heart of this whole story. All right, so let's set the scene. It all starts in a super ordinary place, just a regular store aisle, but it ticks off with this little moment of pure, unfiltered imagination. So picture this. There's this little girl, and she's just looking at the tiles on the floor. There's no actual game there, of course, but in her mind, she sees a full-blown hopscotch court. And she just starts playing, all by herself. It's this quiet, beautiful little moment of a kid just being a kid, completely lost in her own world. But here's the thing. She wasn't completely alone. Somebody was watching, and this moment right here is where everything changes, where a simple observation turns into this really deliberate, wonderful act of kindness. And this is just so brilliant because it's so simple. The store owner sees her. He doesn't just think, oh, how cute, and move on. No, he sees her imaginary game, and a little light bulb goes off. He decides to make it real for her. He literally gets some tape and lays down an actual hopscotch court right there on the tiles she was using. Such a small thing, but it met her right in the middle of her imagination. So what happens next? Well, the first thing that happens is exactly what you'd hope for, right? The immediate payoff for his kindness was this moment of absolute, pure joy for the one person he actually did it for. And boom, there it is. The girl comes back to the store, she sees her imaginary world made real, and she just lights up. Doesn't hesitate for a second, she just starts hopping and playing. Now, honestly, if the story ended right there, it would still be a fantastic feel-good story about a small act of kindness. But what happened next? Well, that's what makes this whole thing so unforgettable. Because, as it turns out, the little girl wasn't going to be the only one playing this game. Without even realizing it, the store owner had done something much bigger. He'd unlocked a reaction he never, ever saw coming. See, in his mind, he was just doing a nice little thing for a kid. But what he'd actually done was create an invitation, a silent permission slip for every single person who walked down that aisle to play too. Now just listen to this description of the very first adult who plays. A grown man walks in, he sees the hopscotch on the floor, and his first reaction is caution. He looks around almost like he's checking for security cameras, like he's about to break a rule, and then he just goes for it. He plays. He stole a moment. I mean, what a perfect way to put it. It felt like something forbidden, something he had to take for himself. And this is the part that gives me goosebumps. It wasn't just a one-time thing. It was like that first guy broke the seal for everyone else. Soon, another person did it, and then another. It got to the point where pretty much everyone who came into the store would see the hopscotch, pause for a second, and then take that little leap. That unwritten rule of you have to act like a grown-up in a store was just gone. So what was really going on here? I mean, why did a few strips of tape on a floor have such a huge effect on all these adults? Well, it's all about unlocking a part of us that we're taught, most of the time, to keep locked away. We all have one, right? It's that part of you that remembers how to be spontaneous, how to be creative just for the heck of it, and how to feel that pure, simple joy without being self-conscious about it. But as we get older, we learn to quiet that voice down, to pack it away in places we think are appropriate. And this really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? On one side, you have all the pressures of being an adult. You're supposed to be reserved, a little serious, always aware of what other people think. But that silly little hopscotch game on the floor, it was a direct invitation to the other side. A chance to be spontaneous, to be playful, to be joyful. And that right there is the ultimate point. That store owner's simple, kind act did way more than just make one little girl happy. He accidentally created a safe space. He sent a powerful, unspoken message to every single adult who walked in. Hey, right here, right now, it's okay. You don't have to hide that playful part of yourself. In fact, you're invited to let it out. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. The store owner used a little bit of tape. It cost him basically nothing. It took him maybe 5 minutes. But the impact was huge. So what's the equivalent of that in your world? What's the small, simple thing you could do to give someone else permission to play, to smile, to steal a moment and be a kid again?